Okay, so my presentation was based on the 21st century. Sorry. So, I went and did the 21st century. Why did I choose the 21st century? First of all, the reason I chose it is because if it wasn't for our history, we wouldn't be where we are today. So that's one of the reasons I chose the 21st century, because after reading all the history, it really puts together why we are where we are today, as far as cosmetology and makeup, fashion, just really anything. So once I started doing my research, I really went through the process of really understanding how it all started, right? So we come from a point where they used to use skin for hair and ornaments. They used to make tools out of bones. And so that to me seemed interesting, because nowadays we are so involved in technology, and just things are a lot easier for us than it was back then. We have a lot more things available to us. There's a lot more things that we can do when it comes to hair and makeup and fashion. We just have so much more available. Is it a good thing? Yes, it can be. It also could be a bad thing, because technology has also taken away from what is actually beauty, right? Because now you can Photoshop to make somebody look skinny. Because what is beautiful? What is a beauty? What is beauty? What is a beautiful woman? I mean, does anybody really know the definition of that? I don't really think that everybody knows that everyone is beautiful in your own way. You don't have to look like Marilyn Monroe to be beautiful. You don't have to look like the celebrities and, you know, all these people that we see on TV, and, you know, basketball players or actresses. We don't have to look like these people to be considered beautiful. Now, what we do with our beauty is a different story. So here we go with makeup, cosmetology. So if you have, whether you have fine hair, thick hair, coarse hair, regardless of your hair, you can work with it. It's what can you do with that hair to make it beautiful, right? Same thing with makeup, okay? Not everybody can wear makeup, okay? And when I say not everybody can wear it, I'm gonna say you can't wear makeup, you just don't know how to apply it, okay? Maybe taking classes or stuff like that will teach you how to apply proper makeup for your skin color, for your face shape, for what you're wearing, for the occasion. So things have changed, like I said, back in the day for what we are today. And what I noticed is, for example, in Africa, they were, a lot of their grooming aids were natural. It was just natural materials. Here we have to make stuff up. Everything is mechanical engineered. I mean, it's done through processes, whereas before it was done through what they find in nature. We don't understand that concept. We just don't. I mean, we might know from our grandparents and so forth and so on, but we don't understand what these people did to become beautiful, okay? Everything has just become so much easier for us. The Egyptians, they were elaborate in their look. I mean, they were just exaggerating. I mean, when it comes to their headdress, their makeup, their appearance, it was just grand. It wasn't, I mean, they walked in, you knew where they came from. And they were the first to really introduce essential oils. Whereas we go to the store and buy it. They made it out of fruit and plants and all that stuff. That's like, you think about it, you're like, wow, who would sit and think of that? Who would take the time to do that? We don't take the time to do that. Same thing happens with making yourself beautiful. I mean, we don't take the time to understand how we look as a person and what we can do to change that. Egyptians were the first to also create kohl makeup. If you don't know what kohl makeup is, it's eyeliner. You know, they were the first ones, and they used to do it really, really thick. But they look beautiful. It wasn't ugly, it was just beautiful. Would people do that nowadays? Some people did it around the 80s. They did it. So it's fashion evolves over time. So just because it happened back in the Egyptian age doesn't mean it's not gonna happen. Now, it does happen. And the Chinese, for example, they did nail tinting for their nails. And it was all for social status. That's all they did. It wasn't for, like for us, like if I do my nails, I want my hands to look great. Theirs is social status. So they did a lot of their meal teaching based on social statuses. And so, you know, if you were red and you were not in some type of, if you were just a regular person, a commoner, how they called it back in those times, you would get killed because you had the wrong nail polish. You know, so just things like this make you understand where we are today as far as our cosmetology is. So we got the Greeks going to, they did the advanced grooming. Again, grooming and skincare. Hairstyling became an art to them. And this is all like natural stuff. It wasn't that they had a computer to work with. It wasn't that they had somebody teaching them. It wasn't, they took the time to master a skill. They took it and they said, what can I do with this hair? And they just went ahead and just did something, and it just became something beautiful. So they also took care of their skin by building these elaborate baths. So they took great pride in their skin care. This was the Greeks. The Romans used milk and bread for facials. Who would do that today? You know, I mean, you won't. I mean, a lot of people, there might be someone that does it, I don't know, but they did milk, bread, and fine wines for facials. We go to the store and buy that stuff, you know, and then it's full of all the stuff. You know what wine has, you know what bread has, you know what milk has. It's a natural, especially milk, natural source, whereas, you know, the stuff we buy is a little different. Then we go to the Middle Ages. Again, they went with the intricate hairstyles and the makeup. But the difference is that it was only used in their cheeks and lips, and I found that quite interesting because nowadays in the 21st century, we're all about our eyes, right? The eyes tell you who you are as a person. You don't even have to talk to me, but your eyes tell me a lot about you as a person, right? So they did not disguise anything in their eyes. Their eyes was plain. It was all focused on their cheeks and their lips. The Renaissance age, this was quite interesting to me because they shaved their eyebrows in order for them to look more intelligent. You know, I mean, those are things that, of course, we don't do today, but you shave your eyebrows so you can look more intelligent. I just, you know, but again, goes back in those times. And they took great pride in their physical appearance, and they did not wear makeup as much as we do today. So that was how it started. The Victorian age we went through, it was all about social customs. So again, Victorian age was a time where things were very different. But they were all about their social customs. So again, if you relate that to today, it does. Because what do we follow? We follow celebrities. We follow singers. We follow people on TV, the Kardashians and stuff like that. We want to look like that. We want to look like Jennifer Lopez. We want to do this. We want to do that. So we, in essence, this was back in the Victorian age, but we are reliving that here in the 21st century. And then, of course, then we come to the 21st century, where the shift in attitudes as far as beauty trends and all that took a really huge, rapid growth. I mean, things just changed in the 21st century. And it was all based, again, on celebrities and the society figures. So then we come into the, you know, where everything was built, and Revlon made the first nail polish, and Clairol was founded during that time. So a lot of things happened during the 21st century, and that is what takes us to where we are today, based on what we have as far as our history. And so what I found also was that now we have people that are just skilled in certain stuff. So, for example, cosmetologist is so wide, right? So we can go now and say, I want to get a hairstyle. And you can actually go to a salon and just find a hairstylist. Just want somebody that focuses just on styling, not on color. Then you can go and also get your color from someone else, and that is the colorist. So we have it where it's more specialized now, whereas before it was like probably one person did it all. And even that person did it everything or kind of figured it out. But now, in today's society, we have so much more advancement as far as our industry goes. It is a billion-dollar industry. I mean, makeup, it is incredible as far as the industry goes. We do spend a lot of money. I mean, and it goes from from low end to high end. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, it is a billion-dollar industry, and it's going to continue to grow. Why? Because we're not going to stop. Because we have taken a whole vision of, we need to look beautiful based on makeup. We have taken the natural aspect of it, okay? We have taken the natural beauty that we have within ourselves, and just use makeup and hairstyles to kind of enhance it. And like I said, I chose this. I did the same thing on her that I did on myself. Now, I went from a business aspect where I can have this look, the same exact look that I did on her, I could have it for evening. So what I did on her, I did on myself. But I went up, of course myself because of the weather. But unfortunately, I did the exact same thing. But I went more on a day schedule. My makeup is more on a day schedule. And you of course can go lighter. But that's what I chose. I chose my look based on a day schedule. I'm going to work and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. That's how I chose my look. Her, she's going out, so I did a little side thing. This is very popular among the during prom, a wedding. It's a very easy to do hairstyle, not difficult at all. But it's a very popular do among updos it's one of my favorite things to do. I love updos. Why? Because it's so versatile. And it really enhances your own face. Like, you're not covering it up with your hair. It really shows out your natural beauty. And that's why I've always liked updos. I like them higher. I like them side to side. I like them in the top. I mean, just you name it, I've done it. But I really enjoy it. I like it. I think, and that's why I chose the 21st century, because this is what I like as far as really showing who you are. And so take the makeup, and yes, I'm not saying I am all about doing hair and makeup and all that stuff, because then we won't have a job. But again, it's enhancing what you already have, not overdoing it where it makes you look like you work too hard. Just really enhancing your own beauty, really taking that beauty that you have that was given to you and really spreading it out so people can say, wow. So what you're looking for is in the day, you're looking for, hey, oh, she looks nice. During the night, you want a wow factor. But if you look the same all the time, there's no wow factor involved. So what you do in the day and then you do it at night, you look the same. So essentially what you want to do is when you do the makeup and when you do that stuff, coming down is you go to that evening look. You make your eyes. So you really can do the day and the night all in one time. So it's not a really hard science, it's just knowing how to do what you have to do. And so, like I said, I chose the 21st century based on whatever I read as far as our history goes. Just because, like I said, if it wasn't for that history, we wouldn't be here. I wouldn't understand why we do what we do. Why is hair this way? What can I do with my hair? Why is finger wave this? And why is that? And why Marilyn Monroe had curls and she had curls. And here we are using curls in the 21st century. That was back in the 50s. So we're talking about 60 years, 70 years of things that are coming back to the 21st century, and we still use it. We just use it in a different way. So it's not that we don't use it, it's that we just use it in a different way. The only downfall to this, after I did my research, again, I love cosmetology, I love hair makeup. The only thing that I see is the technology. The technology could be good, it could be bad, but we're putting it out in a way that is not really good for the generation that's coming, the children that are seeing that, thinking that, hey, you have to be a certain way. I mean, you have 8-year-old girls, 9-year-old girls wearing all this makeup and all this stuff in the 21st century, where back in the day, that was not allowed. I mean, you just couldn't do that. But now it's almost, okay, you can do it, you're 8, and so those things I do not like when it comes to our time and age, but it's things that we have to just work with and kind of deal with, but yeah, so 21st century.
Very good.